Hi, this is Ramona for OutOfThisBinary. This week we are talking about pronouns, which I think, is a very, very important topic in the trans community, and even in non-trans communities. Obviously, the talk of pronouns all relate back to trans people, but in cis society, it's beneficial for trans people for them to normalize introducing themselves with pronouns. Um, like I personally, if I know I'm in a safe place where there's no real danger of people knowing I'm trans, I'll usually say, "Hi, I'm Ramona. I use they, them, or she, her pronouns." Um, and I think it's a good thing for people to introduce themselves with their pronouns. It's a good way to normalize the asking of other people's pronouns, and just pronouns in general and how important they are to another person, and a person's identity and a person's comfortability in society. And like I said, I use they, them, or she, her pronouns, and I used they, them pronouns almost exclusively for about a year. Um, and just recently, I want to say like a month or so, I've started using she, her, and I really do like how it feels. I don't like being associated with any form of masculinity, and being associated with one of the biggest forms of femininity, which is being called, like, using, "Oh, she's so pretty," or "she's so gorgeous." That makes me really good. And my I don't think much of my family or friends really know that I use she, her as well. Um, just because I think they're already so used to using they, them pronouns for me, and they had to get used to that, and they don't, I don't know, they probably just don't see it as, they think they, them pronouns are probably easier to use for me since they spent a year learning how to use them. I'm sorry, I had notes. And like like I said, it's important to introduce yourself with pronouns if you are in a safe environment. Um, and I think when it comes to a safe environment, it's important for you to be able to gauge that. And I think a lot of trans people understand how important it is to be able to gauge your environment. And I think a lot of trans people know how to do that. And it's a very good skill to learn. And another thing, one of the biggest things I wanted to touch on is to respect other people's pronouns, no matter what, no matter how odd they may seem, no matter how different they look compared to what their pronouns are. Because I know for a long time after I came out as trans, I remember one moment specifically. I saw some person with, they had facial hair, and I know they used she, her pronouns, and I like, this was, I don't know, I want to say a little bit before I came out as trans, and I was still learning about things, and I thought it was weird that this person was using she, her pronouns, but they presented so masculine. And it just goes to show that pronouns aren't, they have no gender, and whatever pronouns you want to use that make you feel comfortable, use them. If it's he, him, she, her, they, them, it's, um, a, air, I think is that pronoun set, z, her. There's so many different pronouns out there, and some people are totally fine with he, him, or she, her, or they, them. But some people don't feel a strong connection to any of those pronouns, and they maybe want to use something different. And that's okay. And you shouldn't ever, ever make fun of somebody just because they use a pronoun set that you don't understand. And I've seen it firsthand, people making fun of others for their pronouns. And it just makes me sad because I know that's how people were with me. They didn't understand they, them pronouns, and they would make fun of it and be like, "Well, can't you just use he, him like you have before, or just use she, her, it's easier." And although now I'm fine with she, her, at the time I felt completely genderless at the time, and I didn't feel like either pronoun set would work for me, because also at the time I thought pronouns had genders, and I thought they should correlate to how you identify or how you look, and obviously that's not the case. And over time, as I start presenting more feminine and as I have decided what my future would look like when it comes to transition, I'm okay with she, her pronouns, and I'm okay being seen as a woman and all this other feminine stuff, and I'm okay with that. It's perfectly fine to me using she, her pronouns, although it took a year to start feeling comfortable with them. Because I know a year ago, when I had first come out as agender, you would not catch me dead using she, her pronouns. I felt so uncomfortable with either he, him, or she, her. And I even used he, him for a while after I come out as agender, and that, looking back, that's so weird because now it's he, him pronouns aren't, they have no association to me. They just aren't for me, I guess. And that's kind of all I had to touch on. Um, there isn't much else for me personally to talk about when it comes to pronouns. I know Beyond in their video they mentioned other languages in their pronouns, and I know that's all jumbled up. And me personally, I only speak English, so I can't speak on that. I can't speak on other languages personally, but I know Beyond said um, that they were talking about French pronouns and stuff like that, and I think Minon talked about pronouns in German, and I took German for a few years, but I don't remember any of it. Um, so yeah, like I said, pronouns are just, they're different for everyone. Respect everyone's pronouns because you don't know how they feel about their own pronouns. So, thank you for watching.